Hey guys, we're out here on the lake in the 2025 Centurion Fe23, and we're gonna put it to the test today. Here I am at the back of the Centurion Fe23. Just going to go through a couple of the storage areas at the transom. You have kind of winged storage area on each side, so plenty of room to put all your gear. You have a little storage tray here, and then you can throw stuff on top of the bag. Personally, I'd throw like life jackets and soft items on that bag, but great storage in there. And on top of that, we also have friction hinge storage on each side, whereas you can tell we prefer to put shoes in there. So totally up to you, but it's a great place to store shoes. And then as you walk in, you got your little ski pylon here, if that's your tow method of the day. And then yeah, we'll jump on inside. So I'm stepping right on that gator step as I walk in, so I don't have to step on any vinyl. Super cool. I mean, pretty standard across the board in wake boats nowadays, but you have your sliding bench seat that has 2 locking positions. Some people only have 1, some people have 2. I like having the 2. And then we have storage under each seat. So storage in here, we got the drone gear back there, and then we have hinge storage throughout the boat here. Lean backs on each side. So port side lean back, and then we have the starboard lean back. Nice and comfy bench seats for watching the action behind the boat. And then we'll put these back down. But tons of room for storing all your gear just in this cockpit area alone. And then the OB storage is even larger. So we'll move on to that. So it's a 2-piece, so you have a free-floating seat here, and then this is kind of a quick access door. So plenty of room in there. We've got jackets, throwable, a cooler, trash can. You can also remove this if you need to access your batteries at any time. Gotta love the aggressive looking grab handles on the boat. They fit the boat very nice. Nice Centurion gator step here to the big and large billet glove box. So battery switches in there, and then your breakers there, and just a little storage pad. One of my favorite improvements on the boat is the helm in the entire dash setup. It's a huge improvement from a user interface standpoint. So let's go through that in a little bit more detail, because this is one of the most changed things of the entire boat. The layout has changed immensely. First off, one of my favorites, you actually have a full stereo head unit at the helm. So you have full tactile controls right there on the left side. Below that, we have a great spot to keep your phone with the wireless clamping phone charger, as well as a storage cubby right next to it. Throw your keys, wallet, whatever in there. As we make our way over, you're going to see how they've moved the screen slightly over to the right. Huge improvement over the previous generation FI boats. And you're going to see a similar setup here in the NV line as well as the FE, where they've moved the screen over to the right. Your steering wheel's not blocking your view. They have it nice and low with a lot better visibility out through the dash. So let's go ahead and power this thing up and check it out. I don't know if you can see the screen super well, but you have this nice Centurion animation that pops up when you power up the screen, and a whole new layout on the screen. So this is kind of our home screen, where we have all of our engine vitals, so battery, oil pressure, engine temp, depth finder, and water temp. We can actually quickly toggle off and on some of our lighting features on the boat as well, so your tower, interior, and nav and anchor lights. We have a cool graphic of the boat, which little tidbit on this, you can customize this to match your actual boat in real life. So we can, as you can see, we have our gray and white with our tan interior to match. As we make our way through our screen really quick, we have our full-on surf controls. So we have control of the surf system here. We can select which side we're going to surf on, and then use the arrows down here to make adjustments to the surf waves. So for example, I can hit surf right. I can use these arrow tabs here to make adjustments to the tab positions. And then I can use the little paddle shift here on either side of the steering wheel to adjust the stinger plate, and on the right side we have the speed adjustment for your zero off. I like the way these little billet paddles feel as well. They feel substantial and not cheap and clicky like the old plastic ones you see on a lot of the boats. We also have ballast controls on here, so you can see we have, this particular boat has 2, 4, 6 ballast locations. There is an optional bow bag on this boat, or that you could get on the Fe23 for a total of 5,250 pounds of ballast. Still has ram fill. We do have our map cards on here as an option. And then you have all your lighting and climate features. So you have docking, tower and interior lights, heated driver's seat, and our heater outlet there. Lastly, we can go over, we have a full list of rider presets that are programmed into the boat. Say you found that perfect wave one day on the lake and you want to save it, you can create that as a new profile on this list and activate it next time you're out on the lake to get back to where you were before and find, again, that perfect surf wave. Makes the boat a lot easier to use. The screen is extremely simple. Love the layout of everything. It's easy to read. And again, just a big improvement and update on this boat from a user interface standpoint. So excited about that. Let's go through the rest of the boat. All right, so as we got into surfing on the Fe23, we started with full ballast minus the bow bag, which this boat was not optioned with. We ran the surf plate at 75, stinger plate at 0, everything else completely full. We didn't have to off weight the Fe23 to get a nice clean wave. It was long, very easy to clean up, and had solid push all the way back to the curl. Makes it really easy for riders to kind of find their sweet spot. We loved how easily the face could be tuned. We messed around with the stinger plate a little bit. We surfed mostly at a 0, which is a little bit surprising. You usually use a little bit of plate, but the wave was really, really nice. And then we dropped it a little further down later on in our testing. You can kind of see the differences here. And we maintained great driver visibility the entire time. Of course, we had to get out for a quick foil, and one of the big perks of foiling is being able to ride without fully loading the ballast, and that's exactly what we did. We ran no ballast, and the Fe threw out a solid wave. As you can see, Mark had no trouble riding the second wave. It's a great setup for a quick foil session without burning all the extra fuel that you generally do while surfing. Lastly, I hopped out for a wakeboard set. I cruised this thing at 22 miles an hour, full ballast, on a 70-foot line. The boat planes off great with that 6-liter engine, and we had it paired with the HD prop. It gave us a nice consistent wake, the clean lip on either side. It wasn't touchy from side to side as I cut. It has a nice kick right at the top, but the wake size wasn't overly intimidating. 22.5 felt perfect speed-wise as it was putting me right into the trough on the other side for a nice smooth landing. Overall, it's a really easy wake to ride for all ability levels, which leads me to the next bit where we emptied the ballast and we could get a nice rideable wake at about 17.5 miles an hour. We do have a little bit of whitewash, but nothing that we couldn't cruise through. And lastly, We utilize the quick launch system, which drops all 3 plates in the back of the boat to create an extremely flat wake at slower speeds, which is perfect for teaching beginner riders how to cross inside and out of the wake.
Overall takeaway from the Fe23, I think, comes down to a couple different things. It retains the high performance wake and waves and ride and everything that we've loved about Centurion, but then they've improved a couple different areas interior wise on the boat. Mostly the user interface. The user interface with the single screen and the way they've done the programming at the Helm it's proper. It works the way you think it should, and the buttons land where you think that they should. Having the stereo fully pulled out of the screen, I think, was an excellent move. But then a couple other revisions that are really good. Moving the trash can and having the trash can door in the port side of the walk-through, and then the whole battery management system in the glove box. Those are just nice touches that you will touch and use every single day in the boat. And then probably the biggest takeaway I've really liked in the boat is I think Centurion's just done a great job with fit and finish on the interior and how all of the interior works together. They've always had a high quality portion of it, or they always do that in a high quality way, but they've done a much better job and really up the bar for themselves, and it really shows in this boat. What do you think, Colin?
Well, I think you covered a lot of my points. I mean, heck, I could piggyback on the updated screen. I mean, it's definitely, I don't think you can say it enough. After you've used the previous gen screen, yes, and then you move into the screen of nowadays, it's just it's a more simple version of operating the screen. As far as getting your search system going, just going back to the home page, doing accessories in the screen. I mean, everything is just simplified and easy to get to.
Yeah, and I think a key example of that, and I'm going to make Preston do an inlay on this, but just being able to adjust your surf select while you're going and just doing the up-down arrows,
yeah,
it adds to the boat's custom, being able to customize the wave as you're going, and it makes it a lot of fun instead of going through in the previous user versions where it was harder to do that. Less button pressing, less confirming. Mm-hmm. Everything's like, even on the Stinger plate, when you click it, it moves the tab, and maybe I'm used to an old FI version where you click on it a couple times, wait, it accepts it, and then it moves the tab, and you're just, even those precious seconds, you want to see what's happening, and it does that really well now. This boat definitely competes directly with Malibu LSV, Mastercraft XT series, definitely Supras, and it's just because it does have subfloor ballast, and it has ballast on top of that, has all the ballast in the whole wide world. And it's a high performing boat. Yeah. Well, tell us what you think of the Fe23. See what we missed. See what we got right. See where we missed. But let us know. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.